Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is a bit of a funny one, which is ultimately that your most empowering gifts come wrapped in sandpaper. And what I really mean by that is it's often that our greatest gifts, the things that really help us transform in our lives, that really make a transitional impact, which really get us to a new place of empowerment and enrichment, oftentimes are really difficult and painful to open. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because oftentimes we dismiss the gifts that are being given to us in the moment because they're painful and we are expecting them to look differently than they are. And that's really what I wanted to say in terms of how sometimes the greatest gift that those around us can give us don't seem like gifts at the time. They really seem painful, but ultimately the greatest gift that I could give to you, or you could give to me or somebody else, is to ultimately shine light on an area of growth that we're oblivious to and make us walk that path alone. And you know, that sounds scary, that sounds painful, that sounds horrible, but ultimately it is in those times, in those relationship dynamics where somebody is able to shine light on a blind spot of yours that you don't maybe want to acknowledge, that maybe, you know, you want to play safe and you don't want to have to go there. But ultimately they shine light on it, which allows you to build your own awareness. And then ultimately they're not going to hold your hand and keep you reliant on them in terms of making it safer or more comfortable to walk that path. And that is the greatest gift, because when you get more and more aware of what your blind spots are, and you have the courage to walk down the path of growth, go into the unknown, and ultimately go on that journey, then that is going to be your quickest route to empowerment. And so these people in our lives that, you know, can oftentimes, you know, maybe they're our partner, or maybe there's somebody who's just having a really bad day and they just blurt out this stuff that they you know, in their right mind, or in their when they're operating in their niceties, they wouldn't have the courage to say, but maybe they like push a boundary in you and they actually speak some truth that they wouldn't normally do, or they would normally be too scared to, but ultimately it might be painful in the moment to hear some of that stuff. But I'm a really big believer in never ever ever dismissing, like, don't dismiss all criticism and all judgment and all of that. I always look for what's the element of truth, and not from a place of like, oh my gosh, like what's wrong with me, but actually like from a place of strength that is, okay, that didn't feel good. That wasn't kind. I can see that person's probably having a bad day, or they've got some stuff going on in their lives that, you know, that it's making them feel like they have to throw out this fear. But there's always some sort of value that you can gain from any sort of painful gift wrapped in sandpaper. And ultimately, when you come from a place of strength and you value your own personal growth, you value every angle of that feedback that you get from others, and you don't take it on board. You don't take their fears on board and then make it mean that you're not enough and buy into your fears, but you actually come from a place of strength. You recognize they're in a bunch of fear, and you ultimately say, okay, where is the element of truth here? How is this person bringing a gift to me, a gift of perspective that I'm oblivious to, and how can I utilize that for my own personal growth? And so that's what I really want you to think about in terms of any sort of painful experience that anybody is bringing to you. Instead of letting it beat you down and crush you, have the courage to shine some light. Okay, is there an element of truth in what this person is bringing to the table here? Recognizing, as I said, full well that they're in a lot of fear and they might be coming from the wrong intent in how they're delivering that to you, in terms of they're feeling insignificant. They're trying to make you feel that way in order for them to make themselves feel better in the moment in a very unconscious, unhealthy way. But ultimately, I want you to be thinking about every single painful experience, every judgment, every criticism, every single thing that doesn't feel so good. I want you to treat it like, oh, It's a gift wrapped in sandpaper. Let's remove the sandpaper. Let's actually find any form of value here, even if that value is my ability to really handle the fears of others and not let them diminish my character and diminish who I am and where I'm going. And so I really want you to think about all of this. Anytime you are experiencing any challenge, any pain whatsoever, I want you to think about it as a gift wrapped in sandpaper, and it is your job to remove the sandpaper and get to the gift, which is always, always there. There's always value in everything. And when we take this kind of mentality with us throughout our lives, and no longer do we get shaken off our path by other people's fears or insecurities or whatnot. We actually find value in every interaction, no matter if it's pleasurable, painful, or anything in between. And that is a really empowered way of moving through the world, and ultimately looking at every experience as a lesson to be learnt, which is going to project you further in the direction of a more empowering life and way of being, and ultimately your higher potential. So that really is all that I wanted to talk into with you guys today. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, or if you want to say hi, please drop a comment below, because I can't see when you guys join me anymore. So and I love engaging with you, and I love seeing who's been able to watch. So definitely do that. And if you haven't already, make sure that you come on over and join us in the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community, where we're all going for that new level of our potential, and we want to help, support, challenge, and encourage you to do the same. And if you haven't already, also make sure you book in one of my 15-minute power sessions. I would love to get to meet you and connect with you and see how I can help you break through to your next level of your potential and see a new perspective in terms of the challenge that you're currently faced with. I love to share a new perspective with you and help you break through. So that really is it for me today, guys, but I'm going to say a quick hi. I've got Alexandria. Awesome. I love it. Thanks for letting me know, because I can see the numbers going off up there, but I never can see who's joining me now. I hate it. I hate this new change. And Letty from South Africa. Awesome. Thanks for joining. And Andy. Thanks for being here. And Esther, you're so welcome. And J-Mac, I think that's how you say your name, but and Safan, hi to you. Thanks for tuning in. But guys, really hoping that this message has served you, empowered you, new perspective. Think about everything painful as a gift wrapped in sandpaper. It's your job to remove the sandpaper, to uncover the gift, and ultimately every single experience is adding value to you should you choose to see it, find it, and uncover it. And oftentimes those people in our lives who are delivering those gifts wrapped in sandpaper are actually doing us the biggest service possible in our lives by really giving us that empowerment path where they're shining light on a blind spot and they're not walking that path with us. They're not going to make it any easier or safer for us. And ultimately that allows us to have more of an opportunity to walk with courage and develop and generate more and more courage and momentum towards a new level of our empowerment. So that is it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for everybody who's been able to join me and tune in. Didn't really get any questions from you guys today, but that's okay. I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you've got some questions or comments for me, as I love hearing from you guys. And I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today, day or night. I hope it's absolutely amazing. And I've got a comment here before I sign off. Oh, it's a big long one from Jessica. I love it. Earlier this year, I went through a really bad breakup. During this time is when I found you and started a journey of incredible growth. It was a painful, I think a very, very painful experience. But what it last me to find was invaluable. I've grown so much since, and recently sat down and wrote 10 things I want to find in a soulmate, and recently met someone who I would not have been ready for if not for the painful experience. So thank you, Vanessa. You have been a big part of this life-changing journey. Oh, and I continue to grow every day. I'm in the happiest I've ever been. Jessica, that is so absolutely awesome to hear. I love hearing your journey of empowerment, and I'm a really big believer that everything in our lives happens for a reason and a purpose that serves us. You have nothing to regret. Everything is moving us in the direction of our new level of our potential. And it sounds like, yeah, exactly. I love your mindset there, Jessica, that you've been able to view that painful experience as a stepping stone to getting to something even greater and more fulfilling and empowering. And I so appreciate you sharing your journey here. And I'm super grateful that you've been finding value in these messages, and that's been supportive to you. And no worries for the typos. I still totally got your message, and it was so beautiful for you to share, Jessica. Thank you so much. And I'm sending you guys all of my love. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Hope you can tune in then, and hope you have an amazing day or night. See you guys tomorrow.